You are as guilty as they are because you were an essential part of that crime. When you went to spend that blood money on sneakers and jerseys, you revealed to the court the value you placed on the human life that was taken.
Drake Williams was in a Broward County courtroom for violating his probation in a previous grand theft charge. He is also charged with the murder of rapper XXXTentacion. Detectives say Williams killed the rapper as he left a motorsports store in Deerfield Beach.
And at the conclusion of this evidence, you'll find that Drake Williams, Michael Boatwright, and Trayvon Newsom are guilty of first-degree murder and guilty of armed robbery in this case.
The trial of 3 men for the murder of rapper XXXTentacion.
Y'all won't believe what's going down right now. Things are getting filed in the court case surrounding XXXTan's death. One of the convicted killers, Drake Williams, is now claiming that Drake was somehow involved in the Red Room. I know it sounds insane, but the proof he's dropping in. Court is about to blow your mind. Stay tuned, because we're diving deep into these shocking allegations and what it could mean for one of the biggest names in hip-hop, the backstory. So here's how it all began. J. Dwayne Ricardo and Roy, popularly known as XXX1 was born on the 23rd of January 1998 in Florida, USA. The young man flourished and made an entry into the music industry, where he took the world by storm as a rapper, with his unique emo-style rap and personality racking him. Many fans producing hits such as Moonlight and Look at Me X was no stranger to controversy because of his countless troubles with the law. But he was still beloved among the young people, as many of them related with his type of "here's where it gets sad, the rising." Starr's career didn't last long, as everything came crumbling down when he magically passed away on June 18, 2018. X was shot multiple times just outside a motorcycle dealership in Deerfield Beach, Florida. He had just withdrawn $50,000 and was leaving the store with a friend when an SUV blocked their way. With all this being captured on security cameras, 2 armed men came out of the SUV, and a heated exchange ensued where they fired shots at X and made away with the money.
Surveillance cameras captured the ambush of rapper XXXTentacion as he prepared to leave a Deerfield Beach motorcycle dealership last June. The cameras show a vehicle block the rapper's exit, and then men jump out of the vehicle and confront XXX.
The saddest bit was he was just 20 years old, and at the peak of his music career, gone too soon. So they say an appeal is filed. Is Drake involved in the wake of X's death? 4 suspects were arrested, and a trial was held. One of the suspects, Robert Allen, however, turned on the rest and cut a deal with the feds, leading to the other 3 being found guilty of all the counts, and were then sentenced to life imprisonment, with no possibility for parole. Talk about a proper backstabbing.
After Drake Williams realizes that he doesn't have a mask to rob people, what did you guys decide to do?
Go buy one.
Where?
Freedom Motorsport.
Who drove to Reed Motorsports?
David.
However, the plot thickens even more as one of the cons, Drake Devin Williams, is now filing documents to get an appeal. Drake and his legal team are basing his petition with the angle that he did not get a fair trial, as is the law. They claim that some crucial evidence was ignored and excluded from the trial, and the evidence might just blow up the whole entertainment industry. They dropped a bomb by naming Drake in the middle of all this, which is turning the situation from bad to worse for the famous rapper.
Events, rapper Aubrey Graham, also known as Drake, may actually be linked to late rapper Hassaf Amfroy, also known as XXXTentacion's murder. This may actually be more than just rumors. Drake Williams, one of the men convicted in the tragic killing as the getaway driver of the late rapper's death, is appealing his conviction after evidence was not allowed in court, according to his attorney, Marcicio Padilla, who is appointing Drake as a possible suspect. Williams' attorney Padilla argues that the jury didn't hear all the facts.
Well, it seems Drake just can't catch a break. Mauricio Padilla, a member of DRI's defense team, explains in detail in an interview with Jesse Weber what exactly is going down. So get this, prior to his death, X had made a controversial post on his Instagram saying that if he was found dead, Champagne Papi is the one to blame. Well, despite X and Drake having beef, which seems to have been quite terrible, that was a pretty wild statement to make. And then X ends up dead. So was Drake really involved, even if he wasn't? It's not looking good for the big dog.
Prior to him being murdered, he had posted on Instagram, if anybody kills me, I'm snitching right now, it's champagne poppy. I'm paraphrasing, but something to that effect, right? So, imagine, the decedent said prior to his death, if anybody kills me, it's champagne poppy, which is Drake's Instagram name.
XXXTentacion's feud with Drake, y'all. It's clear as day that these two had major beef. It's quite the norm for young and upcoming rappers to start a beef with other big names in the industry in an effort to catapult their careers into the right direction, and it looks like X might have just stolen this tactic from the great playbook, beefing with Drake. Pretty bad. This all started back in 2017 when Drake was on tour. He dropped snippets of his new music, KMT, which many people considered a great banger, but not XO. After Drake released the tease, many people started making comparisons, saying that the song at the start sounded extremely similar to X's song Look at Me Now. We all know this was definitely a bomb waiting to explode. Drake then put out a statement saying that he admits the first two lines might sound like X's hit, but quickly denies ever ripping off the young rapper song. He says he's shocked that people would think he would do something like that, saying he's not that dumb and not that kind of a person.
He was supposed to contact one of my managers, so he doesn't do it. That same week, bro.
Demon just got out of can. I gave my
I hear da in my dad.
just got in my place.
Hey, can't keep my in my pants. Hey, my bitch don't love me no more. Hey, she kicked me out on life, bro.
Now we all know X wasn't about to just stay in the background. And all this, he saw this as an ultimate opportunity and took to it gracefully. He took to Twitter, where he bashed Drake, responding by saying Drake's career is over and that he better start investing his money elsewhere. Quite ballsy of X, don't you think? And he didn't stop there. X cranked the disrespect a notch higher by making a phone call from jail to his longtime friend DJ Academics, saying Drake was pretending not to know him, adding that Drake had reached out to him through a mutual friend and given him props in an interview. And there's more. X's former manager Adam 22 refuted Drake's claims of not knowing X before his KMT song on the No Jumper podcast. He confirmed that Drake's team had previously hit up DJ Carnage before KMT and had a discussion about working together with X. Interesting indeed. And it gets even juicier in the upcoming weeks. Moreover, the phone conversations with DJ Academics continue to emerge, which stir the building. Beef even more. X outrightly calls Drizzy a culture vulture, always on the lookout to steal from upcoming artists. He goes on to drop Major T, reminding us about the Drake and Drum situation, where Drake apparently stole the song Hotline Bling from Drum, who was originally supposed to do a remix of his hit Chow with Drizzy. That's some pretty shady behavior from the top dog. And X wasn't having it at all. X then makes a wildly bizarre claim, saying Drake should have come to his court date to put in a good word for him, which adds more confusion to all of this.
Bro, I still think Drake, like, I think he's not a man. I think that's a move, especially when I was in jail facing life, bro. You know what I'm saying? If Drake would have came to my bond hearing, you know what I'm saying, that would have made my day. If he would have showed that he's a hospitable person and that he's really in this for the culture, rather than being a nigga taking my running off with it and then putting it on his album, then he would have got my kudos, he would have got my respect. I would have let him hop on the remix, take 100% royalty rate. I would have done it because I know I can maintain. You know what I'm saying? And I would have appreciated him for being a real nigga. But Drake,
And that's not even the wildest part. X took an even nastier blow at Drake by apparently shooting his shot at her on Twitter, saying she was cute and she could get it. Kind of a low blow even for X. Don't you think he pulled the same stunt on Instagram Live again the same day? Yes, you heard that right. X decided to take the low road and entertained us all the way through it.
hey, tell Drake mom I want some. Hey, tell Drake mom I want some tapioca pudding. Tell Drake mom I like my pudding tapioca.
The beef didn't end there. dragged on and on, cooling and heating up at intervals, with more rappers like 600 Breezy getting caught up in the middle of this mess. The two went on throwing low jabs at each other, with Drake hitting at X by liking it. Comment on DJ Academic's Instagram page. That was a troll to X being knocked out on stage by Rob Stone. Oh, so Drizzy can be that shady as well. Well, the beef cools down in 2018, and X comes out and apologizes to Drake's mom for making those shady comments about her. But X still insists that the KMT song was very similar to his song. He sticks to that script, never changed tune, insinuating that Drake ripped him off.
And hey, tell this Drake, stop speaking patois. You are not Jamaican. I'm a real Jamaican. I'm from Kingston. All of my family is from Kingston. Stop stealing my people's culture. Get the off our. We don't claim you.
Dedrick's attorney speaks now because of this beef that went on till X's passing. Mauricio Poto is trying to turn the defense around, seemingly trying to add Drake in the mix. Pio lists a number of errors that support Dedrick's appeal, starting with the state asking him to strike off all the witnesses he had filed in his witness list, which apparently is not legally even possible. He also states that he was ordered to give the state some sort of blueprint about what his defense was going to be, which is highly inappropriate.
I want to say this right now. I want to say this on this video. I apologize to Drake for coming for his mom. I saw you as a business opportunity as you saw me as a business opportunity. As you extorted the cadence from that song. I'm not going to argue. It is what it is, nigga. The cadence is exactly insane. And if I'm just an emotional bitch, then it is what it is. We agree to disagree like men, but I apologize because talking about his mom was wrong.
And it just keeps getting even messier. Mauricio also filed a motion to perpetuate DJ Academic's testimony because the DJ was a longtime friend of X and was also deep into this feud, evident by all the videos he posted on YouTube about his phone calls with X. He talks about the Drake's mom drama and a picture X wanted him to post on his platform, which was a Drake lookalike with semen on his face. That is just vile. And DJ Academics refused to post it. He warns X to be careful that despite Drake not being a hood gangster, he may do something to retaliate. Mauricio says that the court denied his motion to perpetuate this testimony, which raises even more eyebrows.
December of 2020, I filed a witness list. The state's reaction to that was to file a motion saying, we want the court to strike all of his witnesses, that's not even something that's legal or that you could do. You have to itemize who you want stricken. You just can't shotgun approach and say, I want all of his defense witnesses stricken. But the state attorney did that. In a hearing that I had to defend, myself to that in that motion, the court didn't grant that, but the court instructed me to file a pleading, which was the nexus in my defense witnesses and what nexus they had to my theory of defense, which I argued was inappropriate because at the end of the day, you're ordering me to give the state a blueprint of what my defense.
But there's more. Mauricio added that in a later court date, where the process server that had served Drake appeared as a witness, he wanted to present video evidence showing the attempt at serving Drake with a subpoena. The video apparently captures Drake's bodyguards being uncooperative, and get this one, of Drake's employees is even caught on tape kicking the subpoena down the road of his mansion. Crazy, right?
The court was fully aware of my theory of defense. Prior to that, I filed a motion to perpetuate the testimony of Livingston Allen, which goes by the name of DJ Academics, because DJ Academics was friends with X and had posted long YouTube, content regarding this beef. He actually posted YouTube saying that he was on the phone with X discussing the issue and the beef that he had with Drake, and specifically, X had either said or posted something about Drake's mom. And he had posted a picture of a Drake lookalike with semen on his face. And he wanted DJ Academics to post it on his own site. And he said, I'm not going to do that. And in that conversation, DJ Academics says that you better be careful because even though, and I'm paraphrasing again, even though he's not a gangster, you may be pushing him.
But the craziest bit is that the judge did not in fact allow Mauricio to show this video in court. He instead asked him why he wanted to involve Drake in the matter, and even granted Drizzy's motion to squash his subpoena, and also granted him protective order on top of all that. He allowed Drake's attorney Brad Cohen to argue California law without having a California expert present. He also goes off and strikes Drake off Mauricio's witness list, which is completely inappropriate. Seems Drizzy might have some very powerful allies up top.
That time, James Beard, which is the process server that served Drake, appeared as a witness, and I wanted to show video that he took of the actual attempted service, where it shows Drake's bodyguards or the people that are in front of his house refusing to cooperate. It showed one of Drake's employees kicking the subpoena down the road that leads to his mansion, and the judge didn't allow me to show that.
And Maurice wasn't done, yet he speculates that the judge might have made these decisions that seem to be in Drizzy's favor because of his huge celebrity status, calling Drake a super celebrity. He says this might be the reason the judge made so many unconstitutional calls in the beginning. That took away the fairness of Dedrick's trial, special treatment to the most popular individual, a script we have seen countless times.
The judge did a 180 from telling me to figure it out, coordinate it, take the depo, did a 180, told me, why are you involving him? Granted the motion for for protective order, granted the motion to quash my subpoena, allowed Mr. Cohen to argue California law without having a California expert there, and basically kind of chastised me about, why are you bringing them in?
And it gets even wilder. The judge also strikes Jesse De La Cruz, a gang expert, as a witness, even though Cruz claimed to have found visual evidence that Drake might have been affiliated with the same organization as the co-defendant of the case, Robert Allen Fishy. Apparently D. R. Cruz had research that showed Drake throwing the same gang signs as Robert Allen. And to add to that, he also revealed that Drake's associates were allegedly seen in X's neighborhood, threatening him before he died.
I want to speculate as to why, but when you're dealing with someone like Drake, which he's not a celebrity, he's a super celebrity. He's like in the stratosphere of fame. So when a judge does a 180 like that, I'll let the viewers or other people figure out why they think that it happened.
And that's not the end. Cruz apparently made connections to Drake's lyrics and X's living in songs Drake put out after X's death. The songs in question are XXX, which has very sus lyrics of Drake saying he shot below the neck. The other song in question is I'm Upset, which has a line that touches on Louis bags for body bag, which Cruz believes Drake was referencing the Louis Vuitton bag that X had on him with the $50,000 that was stolen at the shootout. So why would the judge deny Cruz a chance to hit the witness stand? It's getting even messier by the second.
And the defense, my understanding, wanted to call Jesse De La Cruz, who they had claimed, you did claim, discovered visual evidence that Drake could have had ties to the same organization as a co-defendant in this case, Robert Allen.
Yes. Okay. So Dr. De La Cruz did proffer to the court everything that you've stated regarding the song lyrics, the fact that Drake was throwing gang signs that were the same gang signs that Allen was throwing up in different social media posts.
The drama still goes on. Mauricio also claims that despite him being given a chance to argue his case and to cross-examine Allen, the court curtailed him on just how thorough he could do the cross-examination. He went on to say that he asked Allen about one of the guns that was used, which Allen's father had allegedly provided, and its alleged ties to Toronto. But the judge shut down that question.